to make other people's business my own, or to walk into places of business and use a fucking cell phone to falsify audio tapes or search warrants and say that that person is consenting. Do a search, and then that's the ridiculousness of it. Oh yeah, she knew and she consented. What do you do? Turn the store cameras off? I'd have beat his ass. I would have beat the living shit out of your little snitch Brian. I would have beat him so I don't mean a bloody nose, honey. I'm talking about 9 months of traction and rehabilitative physical therapy for 2 years is what I'd have done to his sorry ass in a heartbeat. Because that's what he deserves, and he's only doing what you told him to. Because you think you're fucking clever, don't you, asshole? You want me to get down on my knees and beg you for mercy? I'm not going to do that. I love my son, a street trash jackass with a badge like you that rather victimize innocent people. Are you kidding me? You're the worst thing that's ever happened to this country. Pitiful. Pitiful. You wish you were as clever as a fucking CIA agent or NSA or FBI. You get civilians to sit back and pretend that they're undercover, go into the bathroom where you're faking drug deals. I turned them all away last night that you sent in. How many did I tell I couldn't use the bathroom? They even tried to go in anyway after I told them they couldn't. Right? Did you say what you say? That they have my permission and that I let them. Anybody can walk in a Circle K and use the bathroom. It's the same game you played at Best Western, the same bullshit you pulled out of your ass in the school system. Everything you say is nothing but a fucking lie because you think you're clever. And you do this in front of God and everybody, and you don't give a fuck who sees it. You had those cops in there giving me a snow job. They told me it didn't matter if he got off at 11 o'clock, that he could stay there because it was his place to work too. That's bullshit. Those people that were in line waiting after those cops said that and left and walked out the door and hung out in the parking lot without me knowing they were there, they all said, oh, hell no. My boss would fire me in a heartbeat. I talked to another cop who came in later. I was like, oh, yeah, that's loitering. That cop who said that to me stood there and said, man, I'm just trying to tell you what the laws are, and he's not violating the law. You have to take that up with the manager, but we have things to do. We don't have time for things like this. I told him, that's the most ridiculous thing that I have ever heard. Are you serious? You really expect me to believe that? I know that's not true. I know it's not. And then start with, you just know so much and all this stuff. The same snow jobs I always get. Don't worry, I got it on video. Protecting snitches that are lying. No, you can't hang out at a place of business where you work after you're supposed to be off work. That wasn't what he was doing. He was there to be there till midnight for an hour to falsify evidence, probably sitting there doing voiceovers on his cell phone saying that he was supervising me. I told him to get out. I called Madeline. I waited 15, 20 minutes for her to call me back. The cops called her first. She told me if I called the cops, I was going to lose my job. 5-minute rule means 5 minutes. You're supposed to call back within 5 minutes. And that pastor told me, if you don't call the cops, then I will. Sit there and make a fool out of yourself. Have the cops make fools out of themselves. Everybody knows it's nothing but bullshit. Harass me like that with that kind of bullshit and act like it doesn't fucking matter. Those two cops are going to get their paychecks this week. I'll sit there and protect somebody that's trying to land me in a fucking jail cell. And sitting there doing voiceovers. When I called Madeline, he picked up the phone in the office and was listening to the call. He started snickering over the phone line. He thought it was funny. I had it on speakerphone. That's going to play real well for the jury. Videotaped it off, sweet cheeks. Really? You're not clever. You're just getting away with murder because somebody thinks that it doesn't matter what you're doing and you're trying to say it's my fault. Because I don't stand up for myself, really. I was screaming at him to get out of the store. Because you know what he said? I went back to him. I asked him, well, when's your ride coming? He said, I ain't waiting on no ride. I'd have beat his ass is what I'd have done. I'd have dragged him out in that fucking parking lot and kicked the shit out of him. Yeah, it's fun to pick on people that can't fight back, isn't it? You like doing that, do you? You sorry son of a bitch. Trying to do the same thing over and over again. I'm not guilty, asshole. I'm not going to say that I am because I'm not. That's it. I don't give a fuck what you think. I know you can hear what I'm saying. I don't give a shit what you're doing, what you think you're good at. You're not going to make me beg for mercy because I've begged, honey. I know what begging is. You haven't. You're too much enjoying your fucking paychecks. You got your little snitches playing your games and pulling up in front of the store and running in and out and jumping out, playing your little lying games. Anybody can subpoena that video and see. But you're not going to use that. You turned off the store cameras, didn't you? Was that some bitch saying that she was me? You are an insult to everything that this country stands for. And either we stand for it or we don't. But if we don't, and it's okay to sit back and do this, and I don't think that we have any right to send anybody to Afghanistan or Iraq. Because we don't believe in anything that we say. That's ridiculous. That's unbelievable. A cop told me, he said, oh yeah. I said, yeah, I'm videotaping all of this. He said, yeah, oh good, yeah, and then he got store cameras in here too, yeah. I told him it was ridiculous. He said, you're the one who's ridiculous. You told me it was my fault and I did it to myself. And I was wasting their time. He said, well, go ahead and file your complaints then. I said, you're not helping anything by being smart about it either. Right? That's a ridiculous thing to say, that somebody can just come and go. I said, oh really? So you can just stay here, come and go, walk in and out the store all night, hang out in the office, and you can just hang out here. The reason they're saying that is because Madeline gave that guy permission to do whatever he was doing. She didn't tell me. Nobody's ever notified me of a search. I've never appointed anybody to accept a search warrant. He was sitting there babysitting, falsifying evidence is what he was doing. There's a camera in the fucking office. You can subpoena that video too. Alright, you turned off the video? You're lying through your fucking teeth is what you're doing, you sorry son of a bitch. And you don't give a fuck who sees it because you think you're Jesus. You got the cops playing for you, giving me snow jobs like that all along because you want me to beg you for mercy. I'm not going to beg your sorry black ass for mercy. I know what a lying sack of shit you are. And I know what you deserve, baby, and I would give it to you in a heartbeat if I could. You don't have enough dope heads that do drugs. They're all on your fucking payroll, aren't they? That's not enough, right? Because you want to perpetuate the drug trade. You want to take out innocent people like me. So everybody will think that it's okay. You want a piece of that action, right? You're a jackass is what you are. You sorry son of a bitch, and I know what you're doing. And if you hadn't gotten a clue yet, you should. Really pathetic. You have a church pastor, one of the largest churches in this community. I told him if I call the police, my boss will fire me. She might fire me. I'll get in trouble. He said, well, if you have any problems with your store manager, you call me. Because if you were my daughter, I would have already called the police. I would have called them. But he heard that guy and what he was saying, and you could tell the way he was acting. He said, something's not right here. You don't do stuff like that in front of the community. You have the police give me snow jobs, which were unbelievable, in front of people in this community that are citizens that work and do business here and not care. Because you're so arrogant, you think you can do whatever the fuck you want to. You don't care how many witnesses